Let us start at the beginning, but not the first beginning. The world of Postmundus is emerging steadily from its latest dark age. It has been nearly 200 years since the fall of Narath, the last great empire that claimed the entire continent under its banner. The assorted races and cultures of the world scramble to regain the stability and connection of society once again, much as they do every time a civilization falls. This rise and decline has occurred countless times throughout the ages, as attested by the many ruins that dot the feral wilderness, to say nothing of the myths and legends that live on from those bygone days. The best-loved fables of antiquity are cherished by all, dear friends and bitter enemies alike, for the collected peoples of this fascinating land share far more through their words than culture and history alone. Those who struggle to find the path they must walk to become their better selves often discover their way in the stories of yesteryear, such is the power that they bear. But these are not the stories from before the fall. What follows are the tales thereafter. We open on a caravan, making its way to the southwestern edge of civilization in Postmundus. You've been on the road for weeks now to reach your destination. The travelling hasn't been comfortable, but you resolve that it'll all be worth it once you arrive. Light rain drums across the canopy above you, the cold drizzle having kept you company for the majority of your journey so far. The caravan is travelling along the edge of a narrow valley. The peaks on the hills of either edge are capped with snow where they rise above skirts of low cloud which glow dimly in the first light of morning. A cliffside looms over you on the left, and a deep slope falls away to the right, covered with a canopy of pine trees. A sudden jolt of the wagon wakes you abruptly from your sleep. Rubbing your neck, you take a groggy look around to remind yourself of your surroundings. You and the other strangers you've been travelling with are angled uncomfortably around a heap of stock and trade goods, all stamped with dwarven runes. You turn to take a closer look at the others. The first is an old dwarf, appearing towards late middle age. His hair is a gingery blonde colour.
I wonder who this is.
But going grey, especially in the thick, heavy beard and large moustache that sprout from his weathered face. Both are intricately braided and adorned with copper jewellery. He wears an ornate but practical set of plate armour inscribed with runes. You're not sure you've actually seen him take him off yet. Perhaps he sleeps in it.
And I've been looking. Believe me.
Oh, is he going to take it off?
His knuckles are scarred and calloused, as though they've been wielded so often they've never had a chance to properly heal. The caravan's guard is a tall, one-eyed man. He seems to be in his late 30s and carries himself with the air of someone who's experienced more of the military lifestyle than just protecting traders. His distinctive tattoos and the muddy green tone of his skin clearly mark out his orcish heritage, as do these small tusks curling out from his lower lip. Two more of the travellers arrived together, buying themselves passage on the wagon some time ago. The first is one of the most unusual looking people you've ever met. Eerily slender and nearly 7 feet tall, though the platform boots they wear easily push them over the mark. Their skin is pale, like that of a corpse, set within their sharp androgynous face. Their eyes are jet black. These features, as well as their outfit of black leather and chains, reminds you of the Shadakai, a race of creatures from the Shadowfowl, but you've never seen any with this bizarre, gangly body shape. Your suspicions that they may be a practitioner of the arcane is confirmed with their staff. The notched mahogany, inlaid with twisting patterns, is topped with what seems for all the world to be a skeletal arm. They appear to have a bodyguard of some kind, keeping close at all times to his companion and the staff that he carries, topped with a wickedly curved blade. He appears in his early 30s with a trim, athletic physique. You can't help but remark that he seems very scantily dressed for the cold weather, as though he's travelled far from the warmer northern regions. You've certainly noticed him shivering a few times, but also fidgeting uncomfortably with a bandage wrapped around his left hand. In the plentiful moments of quiet along the road so far, You've noticed them reading most of the time. The wizard from a hefty grimoire bound in the same dark leather as their clothes, while the other appears to flit between a collection of books he carries in his satchel. The next stranger you examine is the one you know the least about. They also paid for their passage halfway through the journey. They're dressed as a plague doctor, though the heavy robes that billow around their creepy beat mask are much too big for them. You've not heard them speak once, and it's impossible to guess what they might look like under their oversized costume, but you can tell that they're short. They must be 5 feet tall at most. The last two members of the caravan group are a pair of young women who've been earning their keep by scouting the road ahead and foraging for food in the woods while the horses rest. Both are shifters, humanoids with wild, bestial features that rumour has it are descended from the werebeasts of legend. These two have a feline appearance, thick fur on their shins and forearms, and curved claws instead of nails. One of the girls, you think her name was Rain, is absent at the moment, likely scouting the road ahead. She looks mostly human despite her broad, flat nose and thin pupils, but her companion's features are much more pronounced. She has large, cat-like ears and a long tail, dyed the same vibrant blue as her close-cropped hair. As the wagon turns a corner round the cliffside, you are all greeted with a view of the eastern hills and see that the sun has risen on the new dawn. In the near distance, the golden light illuminates the remains of an abandoned town, the road ahead weaving in between the desolate buildings. Further to the south beneath you is your destination, the frontier town of Thistledown. Suddenly, the wagon rumbles to a halt, and I run out of my pre-scripted stuff and start having to ad-lib. So, the other shifter, the one who gave you the name Rain, suddenly runs up to the caravan, frantically waving for you to stop, but quietly. The driver pulls to a stop. There's something ahead in the road up ahead. I've seen movement in the town. I think it might be bandits. I think someone's preparing an ambush. So the driver very quickly stops the caravan and says, "Right, you, guard, this is what you're being paid for. I'm not moving forward through that town until I know that we're safe to do so."
Sounds fair. And to win a paycheck. Well then, how many are there? Do we know?
Rain sits down again. She's like,
She's run a long way.
She falls asleep on the spot.
I saw some people moving around, but it was they moved quickly. I didn't get a good look at them.
Rain, I'm disappointed.
They were on. Look, I'm sorry, Sky. I've been doing this all night. They were on the road, but as soon as the dawn hit, they moved away. I really didn't get a good chance to look at them.
So, are you gonna go and have a look? Do you need someone to come along with you?
Do you want? Is that an offer?
Yeah, I've got a massive sword.
He's out for blood.
Yeah,
I'm happy to help you sort this out.
Yeah, we should go down and have a look. Are you sure you can move quietly enough? We don't want to start a fight if there's no point, especially if it's only. We don't know exactly.
I'm good at being quiet, I think.
I'll
Does anyone else?
You trained yourself.
Particularly.
I'll do a better job than my associate, and we'll see what's going on.
So you can be able to tell us exactly what's happening down there.
I assume this will take some money off the fee for the caravan.
Oh my god! How can you still be a mooch? What the fuck?
Of course, I'm kidding. Let's go. Let's go. I'm starting my voice now.
Okay, interesting take.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
I'm starting my voice.
Don't get killed, you're my guard.
I'm gonna come with you.
You're gonna come with? Okay, so 4 of us are gonna go and have a look. What are you guys gonna do?
What do you bring to the table?
We're gonna make some s'mores, get a bit of tea on brew.
I
When
vote
we get back,
s'mores.
s'mores,
I'm with the
s'mores
red
and
dog.
tea. Sounds good.
I'm
You
sort of
got-
fidgeting.
Don't have
Could you
to
with
do
it?
what
Like Dr. Roadmaster, fidgeting anxiously by the car, sort of trying to fade into the background.
The driver says, "Look, I mean, we're not going anywhere.
That's
here
fine. Well,
until so like if you guys want to help out.
well, what's going to happen? I'm going to go and have a look, and anyone that fancies getting involved and seeing what's going on, and maybe, you know, getting off their backside can do so. Anyone that wants to chill out and not do that that's fine. That's
I
fine.
will accompany you.
Oh, cracking.
How kind. Strange.
Looks like it's just you and me back here.
My doctor gets over and moves to the group of all the people.
Hey driver, why didn't you come along?
Somebody's got to watch the caravan.
That's true, that's true.
And all the belongings.
Yeah.
Rain, who's now asleep in the back.
How do we
She has just crashed,
Yeah.
by the way. You turn around and like you didn't even notice her get onto the caravan. She is just like collapsed
Can't get
on
stuff.
the
I know,
sides.
it's terrible.
Can't get stuff.
So let's
The
be
job
on
not
our
here.
way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's be on our way.
As you make your way into the town, this abandoned town that the road winds through, lots of decaying, crumbling buildings. The smell of damp remains. It's still drizzling a little. The rain has slowed, but continues to drip for what remains of these slate-covered roofs overhead, splashing into ankle-high puddles as you make your way into the remains of the town. There is a sign. It has long since kind of broken. You can't tell what the name of it's supposed to be.
Before we start, who has weapons?
I'm a ranged magical fighter.
So who has proper weapons?
I have knives.
Oh.
I was
What,
saying,
You
what
have
are you
a
saying
lot
for
of
a proper
harassers,
weapon?
Like something you can hold and something you can hit a bad guy
I have a
with.
skeletal staff I can hit people
I've
with.
got all sorts of shit.
That'll do.
Oops.
I have a
Big ass
dagger
sword.
and a
Very
sling
nice.
thing.
Awesome.
Okay, so we've got some range as well.
We've got some good sharp
I've got
things.
range or mail.
Yeah, I'm good at sneaking.
So guys, what we do now? Where do you think the bandits are?
We're gonna
I'm
throw
thinking, rather than looking for the
No
bandits,
one
we draw them
possible.
out. I'll wander into the middle of town rather loudly and.
Tank it.
And just like that.
But if there's too
Yeah,
many
I
of
got
them.
some big armour.
Right.
Well, you're all pretty sneaky, or some of them anyway. So you
I
can
mean,
all
yeah.
You've got armour.
watch me. Yeah.
We do.
This is my job.
I got
I'm not
sick drawing
sure
of it.
whether everyone else is in the whole tank.
We-
kit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your
Ambush
character
there,
has been
ambush.
employed to keep these people
Yeah,
safe.
like we probably should, I
I can
probably
look
should
after
just
myself.
walk you into
Into
the
I
middle
don't
of the
like
town and
any
say, come and
High
have a
points
go.
I can sort of climb up
The
to,
right
like a
place.
rooftop or something. I'll climb up there and if I'll have so I can have like a general view.
I
of
will
the
scout
surrounding
the
area.
area and surrounding and find out more than Rain did because she's shit.
So I feel like your cat, Sky, is jump because Rain said Sky. I don't think anyone was listening, but she did say that your name was Sky. Is going to go out and track first without really consulting anybody. That's kind of the gist I'm getting from what you're saying there. You see Sky, the feline shifter, just dart off. Who is next?
I want to send rocks out.
Right. So as this happens, you see manifesting from the shadows of the wizard's clothes a small black fox appear, which itself appears to be made out of shadow, like it's all melting in and out of them. And yeah, it sort of perched itself on your shoulder.
It's that thing again. Whipping it out again. What was it called again?
How dare you? His name is Lux. Okay.
Lux.
Yeah, go find them.
Scampers off. How your character was going to climb up? Can you now make on a d20 roll an athletics check, please?
18.
18. Holy shit. Okay. 18.
Agile motherfucker.
Well, you think it would be difficult to manoeuvre in those baggy robes, but just like a cloud, suddenly this person just kind of leaps up some buildings, scrambles, just Assassin's Creed's their way up, and they
You
go.
can see anything through that.
Is the mask just cosmetic?
Don't worry about the mask. Let's not start. Don't stop
Let's
putting
not-
holes in my mask. The mask is non-negotiable. The mask doesn't. It's a mask stays on.
Is anyone else doing anything? Because we're going to resolve what everyone individually finds.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Around.
not necessarily scout, just have a bit of wonder.
Can you give me a roll, please, for perception?
My dirty guard
What's
over
your-
there.
5.
Fine. You walk around. You're like, wow, a lot of buildings. I can tell you now. You walk around aimlessly for quite a
I
while.
think there's an
It'd be
information
better-
centre.
Yeah, it'd be better. A visitor centre.
to the ghost town.
But I think it's
Yeah, that's your problem. You've been looking for a visitor centre. And there just isn't a visitor centre around here anyway.
This place looks nothing like
To be fair, actually, your character has never been in an environment like this before, so it's not unusual that they'll be having difficulty navigating their way around.
Are you?
What you do find is that you can't find anything of interest because all these other buildings seem to have been picked clean. Are you doing your thing?
What's your name, so I don't have to keep referring to you as Mr. Dwarf?
Wilbur.
Wilbur, right, okay.
Wilberforce.
You
Ironbelly.
seem pretty comfortable with fighting.
Yeah.
My thinking is, get the info, have the fight. Do you have a way of making sort of a distracting noise or something like that that doesn't bring on a full-scale ruckus?
Well, it depends. We don't really know what's out there. I mean, I can make a lot of noise. That's very easy. But a little bit of noise that's not attracts a whole lot of people.
I can
Not
just
quite
kick
sure.
him over and over again.
I think I'm going
Okay.
to move this forward a little bit. I think I'm going to, while you guys are all discussing whether or not to kick the dwarf.
That sounds like a
Meanwhile, the plague doctor is jumping from roof to roof. You find kind of an alcove on a sort of ring building, and you see some more movement, and they head back to a large building not far from the main road and sky. As you are following tracks, you find that some of the most recent ones from presumably early this morning when rain saw them lead back in the same direction.
Could we distinguish how many sets of tracks, or was it just?
Oh, that's a good
definitely-
point. Yeah,
Was there a lot of foot traffic, so it's
there was, I
indistinguishable?
would say,
Or was there enough fresh tracks to see how many it might be?
yeah, like because it is raining, so you struggle to make. They didn't look like human footprints, but there was at least more than one. You reckon there was maybe 2 or 3, and when Lux returned to the wizard, they sort of make a whispering noise and kind of gesture in this direction, because you can all see it from where you are. It's the largest, tallest building and most structurally intact building remaining in the town. So it's near the road, and it is a manor house, an abandoned 2-story mansion. So if I am to assume you're all returning to the same meeting point, while these lot are still arguing about what to do with the dwarf and making noise, that's what you're able to relay back if you so choose.
Can't find anything, guys. Walk around, nothing. You had any progress over here?
I sort of phase back into existence
Yeah.
at your elbow. I know, I
The big.
found a house where I think they're all hiding out. The bandits are in the house. I can show you where the house is.
Let's rewind back a little bit. Which house is it? Can
The
you
one
just
that-
show us, like, just point to the house for us. Show us in the
Behind
map
that
where the house is. Is it that one?
Well, we're going to have to... I don't know, can we see it from here or...
Yeah, but it's the tallest building.
Alright, sorry.
Well,
So
I'll
it's
give
2
you a
stories
hint.
tall, which is more stories than is remaining on most
I'll
of
give
the
you a hint. It's the most intact and the biggest building here.
With
Fair
a shit ton of boards.
It's the one with spikes coming out
And
of
a load
every
of,
angle.
a
On
load
that-
of tracks going.
I
into
turn
it.
on my heel and stride towards the building.
Okay.
I follow instinct.
There we go. I'm gonna magic missile this bitch.
I sneak.
I just sort of
15.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Yes,
I can see your bonus to sneak. You do, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are really easy to bodyguard.
Yeah,
You've lost track of one of them.
Easy pain job
Just
going.
invisible constantly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rush along and like try to get in front as well. Sort of lead.
Okay.
Oh.
Can you do that with your little legs?
Stick back short stuff.
So you said it was defended, right?
Mm-hmm. It's boarded up.
Boarded up. Is there any entrances? You said there was spikes.
The plague doctor has seen that most of the doors and windows have been boarded up, but one whole section of wall has collapsed in. So that appears to be the entrance.
I lead you to this, the weak point. Then.
This is the entrance way. You can see there's a hall. Like some areas are in shadow because the light's only coming through part way.
This is amazing.
Thank you.
This is levels of Photoshop I have no
Can-
chance
You're
of
not doing it from your laptop.
No, my laptop cannot run this. This has all been collapsed through. This is the first floor has kind of collapsed, leading a ramp of debris up into the second floor.
Mm.
How do you feel about that kamikaze mission now?
No, not now. Since there's
It's
definitely.
very dark
There's
in there,
definitely
guys.
people in there.
It does look there are shadows everywhere.
I feel like we should.
I feel like this is our advantage.
So
Okay.
my thinking was if we distribute people throughout the building in like the sneaky spots, then when
buddies.
some people go through pretty much, strong through the door, you can pick off people from the back.
Maybe
Who's
depending
good
on
at
what's in
sneaking
there,
and
because
can
they
see
might
in
not
the
be able
dark?
to see in the dark.
Well, Alex
I
mentioned
can.
there's like a ramp of. Alex, did you mention there's a ramp?
This
of
here,
leading-
this you
leading
can
up?
climb up this to the second floor.
If I do
That'd
that
be
and
good.
see where they are and come back, and if they're all sort of scattered around the
Can
building,
I slip in and into a corner and scout the edges of the room?
Yeah,
Because
you know,
fuck it.
Dark
Try and
bits.
sneak around here.
Yeah.
I would like to
This is a
have
lot. There's a lot of
left.
rubble on the floor, by the way.
Yeah, hiding
Debris.
tactically behind said things in room.
So you're
In.
going inside.
Yeah. Oh, look in the shadows
Wow.
and everything. Oh my god! Oh, that's fucking cool.
I have dynamic
Please.
lighting here.
That is
That's very
yes.
good.
If one of you were to bring a light source in here, this would be revealed.
Candle, candle.
You and your bloody candle.
I'm gonna follow the Catwoman. I'm gonna.
Rude. Sorry,
I
who
would
are
like
you?
to walk in to the middle of the first floor, please.
Okay, you're walking right in.
Yep.
I'll follow.
Okay, I need to do this in sequence. You know what? How about everyone rolls initiative? Right, who
Are you
got
actually
what?
following us into the dark room, Mr. Swordman?
Yeah, I've got a candle.
Mr. Swordman.
I'm gonna light the way.
Okay, you're gonna light a candle.
Yeah.
What with?
I'm gonna light the candle with my magic light powers.
No.
Not
Okay,
fireworks.
sorry, can I just start in the initiative order first,
Yeah,
and then we'll
okay.
take turns, because this is
Yeah.
going to get crazy
Okay.
very fast.
Has anyone got a tinder box?
I've got water, does that count?
No.
No tinder box.
Those are cool.
Okay, so it's actually Sky's go first. So you were going in and sneaking in.
Yep. Near that pillar with the red thing.
You're going to need to make me a stealth check.
That's not for that.
That was a 1.
A 1, that's a critical failure, the first critical failure! Okay,
Swear loudly.
you fall prone.
Big feline feet.
Yeah. Oh, no, I think you hit your head in a beam or something. You hit your, and you fall flat on your face into the rubble pile,
Great.
and you have made quite a clattering noise.
Great start.
Okay,
That's right.
the wizard is next. The wizard can move 6 squares forward. Which direction are you heading?
Straight into the middle of the room.
Next in the running order is the Plague Doctor. Can you make me an athletics check, please?
15.
Yep, that's just enough. You managed to scramble your way up to the second floor, which I
Good.
now need to move your character to the second floor.
I'm so impressed by this, Alex.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is this is.
Be impressed when it works. Thank you, though.
And you
That's
only
very
got it.
cool.
Oh, fucking
That
hell.
is.
That's
Oh,
so
shit.
And it only
good.
took her a year.
Load of control.
Yeah.
Like only.
I put this together about 3 weeks ago.
Oh my god.
God!
How can I
Wow.
ever do anything with my life?
I know.
That's so cool that Gina's hidden, but Victor's not.
Yeah, like
I know,
you can
it's
see
so-
underneath.
Right.
That was the one, yeah.
Because there's holes in the
It's the
floor.
Long Island Line.
That's where it's all come.
We're on the same square. That's why.
It's
Mine
time.
can't see me.
No, like you're actually underneath the second floor.
Oh, what?
Oh, you're all feeding my ego so much.
I
Yeah.
mean, you kind of deserve it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fair enough.
Next in the order is the wizard's bodyguard, who I assume is staying near the wizard.
Yeah,
Better be.
It's
I'm
lighter in there.
destined to stay near the wizard, so I'm gonna do the same thing.
Sorry, I should mention by the way as well, this is an open doorway, a slightly ajar doorway.
What goes in there?
Can I have a look ahead through the hall? Can we see any objects
You
at all?
can't.
I will show
You
you,
should.
this is what you can see ahead in the hall.
What's
A rug.
So there's lots of collapsed stuff. Lots of,
Nice rug.
good bit of rug. Can we diligent?
it's really tying the room together.
Can I listen? Listen, I
Can I
want to
listen
use
to
my
the rug?
ears.
Yeah, make me a perception roll.
Use your elf, not elf
Perception
ears.
roll.
Yeah. Okay, so as you listen out through this creaky old building, you hear the drumming of the rain outside still, you hear the creaking of floorboards. You hear actually quite a few things actually, because you hear somebody scrabbling up stone behind you. You hear sky crashing behind you. You
Shit.
also hear movement on the floorboards above and right. So next in the running order is the guard.
Yes.
You said you were going to...
I'm going to go through that door.
That door. You go through it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I get to do something else.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god, what is
Literally,
this?
how are you doing that?
I mean, that's
Wizardry.
There's something scary on that stairwell, guys.
There are two, what can only be described as velociraptors,
Nice.
down the stairs in front of you.
Well, I'm going to describe them as kittens, so fuck you.
I'm liking this reveal.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
It's keeping the tension, this.
Instead
What
of
is
using
down
a big
these
brush, it's,
stairs? Like,
it is as your eyes would adjust to the
Whoops.
dark, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's quite nice.
Like, Alistair's character can see down the stairwell
Yeah.
around this
Mm.
corner.
Oh, that's so cool.
So,
Beautiful
Hey,
If
animation.
anyone listening to the
I'm
podcast
not
who's
sure
not
how
checking out the photos, all you
can't-
just know is that
yeah,
Alex
that's
is a
not really
genius
cool.
witch.
thank you.
Can you describe these velociraptor/kittens on a scale of 1 to 10? How dangerous do they look?
They are about the
It's
size of a
dark.
large dog. Actually, make me a nature roll. If you roll first knowledge roll a d20.
You looking at me.
60.
If you
16.
watch that, you're just like, guys, there's a duck!
Yeah, you actually know what these are. These are guard drakes.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
So these are very common
Dinosaurs.
guard. Yeah, they're very common guard drakes.
Bog standard guys.
Just your regular old dinosaur.
Sorry.
These are fairly commonly
That was
trained
nearly a
beasts
repaint job.
to guard areas. So you're not surprised to see these.
Okay.
But you've encountered them before. They live in the region that you're from
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Do I have an action or do I have to wait for everyone to have
You moved, you opened the door. You do have a standard action if you want it. That can be closing the door.
I'm going to boot one of them.
They're not close enough yet. Here we go. This is the thing to combat. You can prime an action ready to. So you could say, as soon as one of these comes within kicking range, I'm going to kick it. But if they then decide to run away, you don't get your action.
That's fine.
So you can set up an action for later, and then you are dropped back into the initiative order after you take your action.
That's okay. I'm going to do that then. I'm going to prime a punt.
Next in the running order is Wilbur.
Finally. I'll probably head toward the danger. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's good. Prime my axe in my hands.
Okay. I assumed you already had your axe out. From the
Oh.
way you were talking about this thing going into axe.
Naturally.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is now have the enemies' turns.
Oh.
Scary.
So,
Yeah.
a few things are happening at once. I'm going to do the drakes first.
Yeah.
There we go. So the first one
When you say we make a good
leaps up. You said you're going to kick it?
Yep.
Oh.
9.
No.
No. You kick at it and miss. Because this is a physical. You're not attacking with your weapon.
Oh, full one.
I like the aesthetic of you booting it down the stairs. It feels like something that you would
You didn't
do
quite
if like
think
a
it through
waste.
with the panic of shit dinosaurs. I'll kick the
Yeah.
fuck out of it. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you boot at it in the face, but they're quite fast. It's kind of darting around. You sort of scrape it on its shoulder, but it doesn't do any damage. It certainly doesn't push it back. It leaps past and it bites at you, right in the abdomen, winding
my
you
God.
completely. You are now definitely bleeding.
Oh fuck.
You are like down at less than half health.
Was your job worth it?
Why didn't you shut the door?
Yeah, why didn't you shut the
It'd be worth it
door?
if you die as well.
The chair has 4 legs, not 2.
Sorry.
I don't mind if the back of the
Oh,
chair gets
no.
broken. What I do
No,
mind if
sorry.
the back of Alice's head
And this
gets
one
broken.
goes for the dwarf.
Don't lie. You're
It
actually
makes the same
about
attack.
Come on,
Tell
Dwarfy.
him.
Oh no!
Oh.
And immediately bounces off your
Ah.
plate armor. All of a sudden, there is a bit of a commotion. There is a sound of a rope being cut,
Oh shit.
That's ominous.
and
Chandeliers
What
coming
chandeliers
straight.
gonna
a
land on
pile
your
of
head?
debris falls from the second floor,
Yeah.
landing directly on top of the wizard and his bodyguard.
Why did you do this to me?
Please, both of you, roll.
Is this the end of my adventure?
We'll have an afterlife one together.
Can I not dodge out the way? Is
Yes,
mine
that's
not-
what you're rolling for.
6.
6.
No.
No, so you don't.
3.
Fuck!
So you are both caught completely unawares as this
Did I not hear the rope snapping?
You did,
And
yeah.
have
But the
some
film
of
has a
it
limited
in.
amount of time to respond to that.
Yeah.
Bonus.
You're a human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do not have those reflexes.
The plague doctor's just upstairs watching someone being disemboweled by raptors and someone else being fucked up by a chandelier. Like, what have I done? I should have stayed with
It's
the
not
car.
even a chandelier, it's not even nice. It's just raw.
So yeah, it's not particularly heavy. Like it's mostly just kind of snapped up bits and chairs and stuff. So you're not as badly wounded, but that hurt, and you're now in difficult terrain. It is now Sky's turn.
Okay. Have I got back up? Have I recovered?
You need to stand up.
Oh.
It's a move action to stand
I'm
up.
gonna go through the rubble.
You're gonna clamber over the rubble that we're trapped underneath.
Yeah, I am, actually. As a fact.
Well, I'm gonna walk out the rubble.
Which straight ahead.
I'm gonna walk. Yeah, straight ahead.
Actually,
Oh,
the wizard. Now that you've got to here, you can see something. A small creature, about 3 feet tall, wearing plate armour.
Is it the dwarf?
No,
It's the cubone.
it's another creature. It's salvage scrap plate armour. It's clearly cobbled this together from bits of scrap metal that's found around. It has been on the second floor. It has clearly tripped that rubble pile, and it sees you there, and it leaps down.
Let's go with. Is it
Come
too
on, fire.
close for me to do magic missile or?
You can, but it will get to attack you if you attack it with a ranged attack when you're adjacent.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna beat it with my staff.
Okay.
Cool. 9.
9. No, clunks off its armour.
Great.
Next
We're all
turn
doing really well.
in the order, the plague doctor.
Is it
Just
just
engage.
that dark pitch? Is that like a thing that I can jump over, or is that a?
This is a gap.
That's a gap.
This is a
Okay,
wall.
I move over to the wall and like sneak over to the edge so I can peek
Yeah.
around it and see if there's anything over there.
You can now see these
There is religion.
creatures. They are 3 feet tall-ish. Scaly, reptilian-looking humanoids. Actually, maybe a knowledge roll. See if you know what these are.
16.
16.
Does the doctor know?
Yeah, these sound like things you've heard of before, called kobolds, who are small dragon-like humanoids. But that is absolutely all you know about them. There are 6 of them with javelins, and one at the back with a bone mask and a staff.
Okay, well obviously I can't take these on by myself. I mean I wouldn't anyway, but I'm not built for that.
By the way, we have to loot that mask. That's
Yeah, I
very
want that
cool.
mask. That mask is great. Okay, so I do
Like, if
distracting
you die, I
shots.
don't go to pay you.
Dex versus accuracy.
What's that?
I got 3.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
Everything's on fire, oh god.
the wizard downstairs. You see this plate armoured creature come scuttling towards you from the top floor, and then
I sneer down the tip.
a bullet whizzes past its head. And then you see, oh look, there's the plague doctor up on the second floor, and everyone else sees the plague doctor on the second floor.
So I'm going to
okay.
go and protect the squishy wizard.
This is an interesting thing to look at because this creature is 3 feet tall.
It's
And
definitely
the
small.
wizard is over 7
Oh.
feet tall.
Yeah, actually, it's just sort of rushing into my kneecap.
Yeah.
Rolling thing.
I'm going to use my encounter ability,
Yeah.
which is angelic alacrity.
Yeah, the creature in front of you, it recoils from the attack. You've clearly wounded it, but it's still standing pretty steady. Next person to attack is your character, Master.
Yes, right. This time I'm going to use.
There is a velociraptor in your waist, in your abdomen. It has drawn blood.
That's why I'm going to hit it
Okay.
with my super blade.
The orc draws a very large, very heavy-looking cutlass
Yes.
and shield.
I remember that creature.
I'm gonna do a
in
big-
Beyblade.
Yeah, you hit it and it recoils a little bit, but it's still very much focused on you.
Is it still in me?
No, its teeth are out.
That's fine.
It's not biting you anymore.
Good.
So you're bleeding
But now the hole's
Ah,
not plugged, so you are.
This is when I'm in my element.
Alistair, your healing ability, is that a standard or a minor action? Because if it's a minor action, you want to do it now. Yeah, this is a minor action.
Oh, in that case, I'll definitely
You
do
can do it twice per encounter, but only once per encounter. So
Oh yeah, I'll
right now,
definitely
you
do it now.
can
Sorry, I thought
grit
it
your
was a
teeth
major.
and heal. With the first adrenaline rush you got after this thing bit right into your abdomen, you kind of pepped yourself up and you bit down, and you are now no longer bloodied, and you've got some temporary health points as well. Right, okay, so next it is Wilbur's turn.
Hello.
When's the cat gonna join the fight?
After seeing the horrible
Catwoman.
bloody
Get over here, I'll close.
start to bite him in the ribs, I'm gonna get my axe in 2 hands and just smash it down.
Onto which one?
The one there is me.
Right. So the Wilbur, the dwarf, grabs his axe in 2 hands, overhead, brings it down. The first strike attacks you, Wilbur. Misses, again bounces off.
Come on, Wilbur.
The
Come on,
other one
I
lunges.
grab my belly and laugh.
Go on, our kid.
The other one
I like
shifts
lemons.
around and attacks the orc again and bounces off your arm. It doesn't. It just misses.
Okay.
You dodge out of the way just in time. Neither of them hit you. One, the armor-plated one, is actually going to turn around and attack the guy that just stabbed him from behind, and is also going to miss. Then on the second floor,
So you don't have to do
these
the ride,
creatures
never take
come
photos.
Oh no.
scampering out onto the balcony. I'm not going to arrange them individually. They are around on the balcony.
That's fine.
Cool.
That works.
Yeah, that's fine.
They actually can't see you down in the doorway, so you're actually fine. What they are going to do is they're going to move around here-ish, and they're going to start throwing javelins down at these three. They're gonna,
Every time I follow you, we end up in more shit. I'm gonna.
Quit.
Well, you're paid to end up in shit.
I
the
know.
first one throws a javelin at
Did she pay
the
you well or
wizard,
pay you back?
hits, glances their left arm.
Motherfucker.
So it doesn't embed itself, but it does cut you as it flies past.
Okay.
Another one throws another javelin at you.
Fuck me.
Also hits. That one embeds itself into your shoulder.
Can I, as a free move or minor action, rip it out of myself and start screaming at them?
You can scream, you can't pull it out yet.
I mean, I want to scream at them.
Yeah.
Is fleeing an option?
Yes.
Can we leave this building? I don't like this building.
The cowardly human shows his colours.
That's right. Hit the tall freak. Nice.
Yeah, you are a very easy target.
Being said before.
There's now 2 of them now throw javelins at the bodyguard. One misses.
Yes.
The other one definitely hits.
Right in the eyes.
That one glances past you, catches you in the cheek.
Ah! That's a lot of cobalt.
I may have underestimated how difficult this would be.
Specific.
2 more now throw javelins at Sky.
Oh, cheers.
One misses. Another one definitely hits.
If you die, I die.
Oh, what?
But you're
Secrets
fine. You're
revealed?
not very wounded. Like it glances you. It does,
By
it's not very,
follow-up
this wasn't very
consequences,
sharp. Like it
not
just kind of
because we
clunks
have
against you. And
Balance.
it's like you see it in the trash pile. These are garbage javelins.
Yeah.
Like these haven't been made professionally. These are made of scrap and like bent bits of twigs.
Chair legs.
And
Yeah.
I didn't get my tetanus shot.
Oh. Can I move in line with the human wimp?
Yes.
And
This Catwoman has opinions.
You be nice to my meat shield.
he's not being a very good meat
Is that your name,
is
Meat
he?
Shield?
My name
Hi,
is
Meat Shield.
Aerith. Hi, Aerith. Hi.
It's nice to meet you.
What's your name? Amanda.
None of you know my name.
I know your name.
Shut up.
Alright. Can I conjure my hunter?
The cat girl runs past, out of the rubble, and with a wave of her hand materializes on the other side of the small creature a spirit, a insubstantial creature manifests out of the shadows. It's quite strange to look at. Its form is constantly shifting and changing between different sorts of predatory animals.
What's your problem?
At one moment it looks like a hawk, another a tiger, another a bear. All these different features shifting and changing, but it looks very ferocious, very And just by being next to it, the wizard and his companion, functionally, you will now find it easier to hit this creature. It has offered some of its predatory senses to you. This feral-seeming spirit creature launches a wild attack, claws flailing, but it does still glance off this small armoured kobold's plating.
Alright, I can still see the door. I want to move towards the door, please.
He-
Bye!
Stay with her.
You're both by the door like that. Yeah.
I'm not going to open the door yet, but...
So magic missile this way.
Coward.
This creature.
You Vecna fiends are all the same.
I
Roll
tell you,
it.
shut the fuck up. Okay, I need D4.
This object of invisible force kind of comes screaming past the column that the wizard is angled behind, showering rock and plaster as it goes, and then it bounces off the top of the creature's helmet, knocking the helmet off, revealing the scaly face within, but it doesn't appear having done any damage. Okay, so you have a minor action left if you want to take it.
I'm going to open the door.
Open the door.
So what happened last time we tried that?
Well, I'm going to open the door
there
anyway.
are so many kobolds.
How many of these shits have we got to kill?
I wouldn't be that mean.
It's a tutorial, we've got to get them
There's a dragon behind us.
It's actually funny you say that. I'm going to say this as I'm erasing, but as you open up this room, you see
A dragon.
dangling from the ceiling a enormous dragon
No way.
made of scrap metal,
Oh, clips.
like
Oh, wait.
a
It's their idol.
huge
Is it alive?
scrap sculpture of a dragon suspended from the ceiling. Next it is the Plague Doctor.
Oh fuck!
That's where you are.
Useless. Using my genius intellect, I'm just not a scattering
I'm
shot.
fine.
13.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Nice.
So you hit one of the javelin wielding kobolds on the top floor. It's not a particularly good shot, but it doesn't take much to knock this
Is
one
that a
down.
pack of the dinosaur dog?
The Plague Doctor, from across the collapsed hallway, uses her sling to throw a bullet at one of them. It hits them, clunks it on the head. The others, suddenly realising that they're under fire, scatter. Two of them fall off the balcony, landing very painfully on the scrap below, and they twitch for a second, but then very quickly stop moving as blood pools beneath them.
Plague Doctor, you're the MVP. We need you. Keep doing what you're doing.
It's now the bodyguard's turn. So you're engaged in combat with this armour-plated kobold.
Okay,
You've got
species.
I'm going to
skies
use a
just-
minor action
Yeah,
to put my oath of enmity on it.
yeah. So you can
do
now
that.
re-roll failed attacks towards her.
And now I'm going to. I think I'll just go with the basic melee because I think the Catwoman will help finish this one off.
Okay. This strike is much cleaner. Now that its helmet's been knocked off,
Come on,
you
come on.
swing your glaive down and you cut right into its jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood spurts out of the wounds all over you, and it staggers back. It is on its last legs.
If I take one step forward,
Yep.
Yeah.
You will be out of the doorway. It will have to move up and round to attack you.
Can we attack diagonally?
Yep.
Well, why
Alright,
don't we
so I
both
said we
attack
both
yours then?
attack one of them
Yeah.
and just take one of them out because
Yeah.
then they're both not dealing damage.
yeah, good shout.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, so I'm going to do one
Here's the
then.
beginning.
Okay, so you swing your
Building
cutlass
to-
round
Big
into the
old-
doorway, round the door.
Yes, I'm going to do a big over. So I'm going to attack number 2 that's next to whoever
Which
now.
one's that?
Yes, that is a very clean direct hit. That one collapses onto the ground, blood spurting from its shoulder. It's not quite dead, it's still thrashing and twitching, but it's prone and it's kind of like weakly gurgling up at you. Okay,
Sort it out.
it is
Finish
now
that.
Wilbur's go.
Finish.
There is one Velociraptor kind of snapping up at you from the stairs, and there is one which your orc companion has just chopped down into the ground.
It's so tempting just to curb stomp number 2. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, curb stomp it, roll it.
17.
17, yeah, you curb stomp its skull into
Okay.
jam.
That's pretty good.
Those are big, heavy
But
tools.
we kill.
So you've still got 2 actions left to take. You've got the corpse of a guardrate sort of wedged in the door, and another one coming up at you next round.
I was. Right, yeah. Let's. Can I pick up and throw the
As a
corpse?
minor action, you can pick it up.
Oh, I can't throw it.
And there's another.
Can I shove the corpse out the way of the door?
Yeah, I was going to say, as your free action, you can kick it out of the way of the door.
Yeah, let's do that. Just
So
keep
you're
the
gonna
options open.
go that way, and on the way, shove that out of the way.
And move in front of the other one.
You push
Yeah.
in front of me.
I'm gonna do it.
That's
myself.
rude.
Me first, me first.
Sorry, you'll still get the first hit.
It's now the creature's turns. So the Drake is going to attack you, Wilbur, because you just stamped on the other one's head and ran right into its face.
That's fine.
Again, it's just snapping and growling at you. It's just still bouncing off your arm. The Javelineers, if that's a word, on the top floor, they bolt.
They bolt.
Nice.
Cobalt.
The kobold.
They cobalt.
The one with the armour on it swipes at the human bodyguard again. With all the blood in its face, it misses. It does not.
Is this thing still alive?
It's on the edge.
Yeah, it's very, very weak.
Can I throw a knife at it?
Yeah. You aim the knife and you throw it, but as it leaps forward to make its own attack, it just misses the back of it. Your knife goes sailing past it and into a pile of scrap behind it.
I'm better alone. You're all
Take
pressurising
the
me.
mick, innit?
Is there anything
Yeah.
else you want to do?
Move closer.
Oh, so you want to engage it in combat? Okay, so you move it to melee range. It's now the wizard's go. So you've got this room in front of you with this dragon scrap statue suspended from the ceiling.
Okay.
I find the statue
And this
suspicious.
stairway up to the second floor.
What's my kind of like perception detective? Because I want to know what's going on with this giant metal dragon.
Okay, you want to have a look at it? Yeah, you know quite a bit about kobolds. You know that they were created by dragons expressly to worship and serve them. So it does not seem unusual to you at all. There haven't been that many dragons around for quite some time.
Okay.
They used to lead whole empires of draconic creatures, such as kobolds and other things that they've created. But now, in the modern days, in the tales thereafter days, they don't have that much power. So ones that you'll find out in the wild and such will sometimes amass little cults of kobolds and other creatures. But if kobolds can't find a dragon to serve, they'll generally just kind of hoard things to give them once they find one.
Okay,
So in the meantime, they've created this kind of scrap dragon as an idol, it would seem.
okay.
You don't notice anything unusual about the dragon other than it's suspended to the ceiling, and it's made of lots of different bits of scrap that they've found lying around. They've clearly been building this for some time.
Okay.
They've put as much effort into this at least as the barricades around the building.
Okay.
As a basic race that's just obsessed with dragons, did we need to attack them at all?
With the
Just putting
ambushing
that
us
out
at all.
there.
Yeah, you just broken into a dragon museum.
That's what it feels like.
We're the bad
We're
guys.
getting fucked
I
up
was the
for it.
monster all along.
Honestly, I don't really. Okay, I'm gonna go into the room, but I'm not gonna stand underneath the statue.
Okay, good shout. So you're going to skate around the edge of the room.
Yeah.
You're going towards the staircase?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna edge towards the staircase.
Yeah, so you get to the base of the stairs. And you can see the kobold leader, you assume, with its bone mask, running across the balcony towards a back room.
Can I stealthily drop down into the lower level?
Yeah, if you want to.
Can I go over here?
Yep, drop down into the scrap. There's actually a good way down for you.
I'll
It's
climb
one
down
story.
the bookcase.
Yeah.
Unless the bookcase is like visibly rotting or anything.
It's steady going, and like some of the boards you clamber on kind of crack as you go down, and one of them breaks at the bottom, but you're fine. You've ruined the bookcase, but you're on the ground and you're fine.
Is the thing in the middle still a threat?
Yeah, you're actually also in the shadows behind this
Yeah, can
broken
I
pillar.
use Lightning Strike, which
Mm.
has like a sort of... You can do a sort of stealth roll after you attack them to
That's
try
right.
and hide. 10.
10? Yeah, actually that hits.
Oh,
Because you're
cool.
really accurate with this thing. Yeah, it hits. I think your dexterity is higher than its remaining health points. Yeah, no, you clock it and immediately you just bring it
Okay, cool.
from the shadows.
Its head explodes.
So you are now hidden in the sense that there's nothing now alive. There's no enemies alive left that can see you, but you do hide from the rest of them.
Stole the kill. How dare you? Could I quickly search the body?
Yeah, you can let me go standard action.
Oh.
You rummage around for a while. This guy is wearing garbage. There is nothing in their pockets.
Same.
Then I'm going to move towards the door and follow my my
Master.
wizard master.
Stop.
I'm gonna walk round Mr. Dwarfy
Yeah.
and just smack it really,
Yeah.
really, really hard.
Are you hitting it with your?
No, I'm gonna scimitar it again.
Yeah.
I learned from my
Okay,
mistakes.
okay.
19!
That was a good hit. Oh, your scimitar's high crit.
Yeah.
That's a critical hit. That's our first critical hit.
Yay!
What's the?
Finally! It's bringing it back.
You swing this scimitar
Oh,
down
and you.
and you pierce it right the way through.
Yeah!
Oh, I
Hell
like it.
yeah.
In fact, I think between its jaws, like it snaps up to bite at you, and you just shove this blade all the way down it and out the other side.
Yes!
This is
Come on.
as dead as can be. Can you give me a strength check, please?
3!
3. Yeah, there's a lot of blood on the handle, and as this thing now tumbles down the stairs, your scimitar comes out of your hands,
Oh,
embedded, and
shit.
slips down into the cellar,
Well, now it's a
embedded
resistance.
in the Velociraptor
Yeah,
corpse.
now
You're
you
going to have
can
to get that back.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Orc is heading down into the cellar.
Yeah, get my sword back.
Wizard and
edging
his
around
bodyguard
the
heading
corridor.
upstairs.
Yeah.
What's everyone else doing?
Should we,
Also, I suppose head towards where the action is, which seems to be the cellar.
What?
So you three go down to the cellar. Sky, what are you doing?
Do I have to receive my knives after I throw
Yeah,
someone?
we'll have to go
Four kills.
rummaging to find your knife.
I'm gonna get my dagger back.
Okay, you're rummaging for your dagger. Give me a perception, please.
10.
10. You're good at foraging. Yeah, you find that.
Can I head straight out the front door once I got my knife back?
I didn't. Yeah. So Sky leaves.
Back to the caravan.
You see some kobolds running off into the distance in the rain. You're not going to catch
I'm
them
heading
now.
back to Ray.
So you head back to the cart. So rain is still snoozing. The
Useless.
driver is like, "Oh, so what did you find? I heard a bit of a commotion down there.
Dinosaurs and shit. We made a right mess of ourselves. Let's fucking go.
Are you the only one who made it?"
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fuck. Right. Okay. Actually, no. Make a bluff check for that one. Roll.
Oh, for
it's fine.
fuck's sake!
Okay. Yeah, you're a terrible liar.
Nice.
Yeah, Sky says it with exactly that intonation, and she's like, "What? Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna."
Well,
sit-
one of them got bit, and they're all taking their time, so I'm bored.
Okay. Well, is the way clear? What happened down there? You said dinosaurs and shit.
That's not a lie.
Right. Well, I guess we'll sit here and wait for the rest to come back, and you like ask them to hurry up.
Just sit on your hands and wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're just gonna wait back at the.
I'm gonna get a cat nap for rain. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, cool. So you go for a nap. A cat nap. You go back. Down in the cellar, you can see this area. It is completely overgrown with brambles. It is strewn with patches of hay, but also a pit of sort of bones of past victims, which have all been picked clean of belongings. You notice. Would anyone like to have a look around down here?
4.
4. You
More
look
brambles.
you look through the victim piles, and like you're the one who figures out that they've all been picked clean.
Okay.
There's nothing on the people.
oh, 1.
1. Critical fail. You fall into the bramble patch. And you now need pulling out of it.
Everyone else comes downstairs, he's in a bramble patch, and I'm like, there's nothing
We're all
here.
just fucking laughing at the dwarf stuck in the brambles.
I'm gonna get him out.
Okay, make a
I'm secretly-
athletics roll.
I'm secretly the good guy.
Just roll. Just roll it, and then we'll see what it is.
15.
15. Yeah, you help maneuver carefully.
Yeah.
Wilbur out of the thorns.
And as I pull him out, a big sword comes out as well. Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. I think actually you find a sword in there. I think
Yes,
maybe
I do.
in Wilbur's beard.
For comic effect.
Good finding, sir.
Yeah.
Come on.
It is a short sword, about yay big.
Yeah.
That was about 2 foot for those who can't see.
It's a surprisingly intricate design. Yeah, it's got a straight steel blade,
Mhm.
but an engraved sort of leaf-shaped handguard. The hilt is made of white ungrained holly, and there is a small black gemstone set into the pommel. It's slightly cold to the touch, but it is quite cold anyway, and this is
It's
made of
metal.
metal, so it's not that unusual. This would be quite cold to the touch.
Let's move on out, team.
The wizard and his bodyguard, you both make your way upstairs. You see, leaping out of the window, the remaining kobolds who have they've got a big bag of stuff. And there is one door that is swinging open that you can tell they've just come out of. In there, roll, both of you, perception roll.
4.
No, it's really fucking dark in here. You
The
can
light
see
is
in the
not-
light there are some items strewn around still. They didn't make off with most of the gear. They got a sack full and just legged it. But they have been amassing quite a hoard of items here. You find a few items rummaging around in the remaining pile of loot that wasn't taken. You find
Oh, yeah,
a
you can
tiny
have
brass bell.
I won't do that again.
When you ring it, it gives off soft light.
Oh,
I don't want to
yay.
touch
That's really
Yes! I found it.
You can see.
You have to find a match for every
That's the
gem.
Yeah, you're jingling and jingling
You
this
will make a
tiny
lot of
brass
noise.
No
bell,
subtlety.
and it's giving off like a candle's worth of soft light.
What else do I find?
You also find a beaten up old woolen glove with a gem set into the back of the hand,
Knocking himself under
a light cloak of emerald velvet with a floral pattern, a silk choker with a suspended gem on it, a set of carved ivory panpipes, and another small chest. This one is not
Did
locked.
you get anything lemming?
Okay,
17.
17. You see that there are a lot of alchemical supplies. You feel like someone has been brewing potions here and has used most of the ingredients.
Tip.
It
Okay,
is
well, I
ruined.
mean, anything is useful.
Yeah, I'm going to say you gather a bit of it, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You find 2 things that
Cool.
your companion does not. You find a small locked chest over by the alchemy equipment,
Fuck.
and you also find in the desk a small leather-bound journal.
artifact.
Oh. I've got a real item. Can I look at it?
You may.
Oh god, what?
It's a law book.
I hear this and I was like, what's going on? What's in the book?
It's the start of the story.
Oh my god.
Like the bit that Alex read at the beginning. What the fuck? What the
Now we're all
hell?
Deadpool and we know it's the end of the
We know
story.
we're in a story.
Literally.
Chapter 1.
And look at the end of the...
Tales thereafter.
I am... chills.
There's more layers to this than we thought.
What the fuck? And there's like runes in here.
Who wrote it?
This
So
is
talk about my
dope.
curbstone.
Is this like, I mean, is it got like the future in it
Invite
that
that
we've
part
not?
in.
Is there cheats? Can we?
There's a
It's-
history of Thistledown by Basilius Katamarkos. The astounding adventures of Hara Itsuki. Professor
No one-
Mergrim Bramwell. I love this. This is awesome.
You hear downstairs people fumbling around, and then the orc go, "Yeah, let's move out." So you leaving?
Yeah, let's go through to the south.
I'm not ready to
Maybe.
leave.
Hold on.
I personally would like to go down the stairs, round through the dining room area that we've found, and
Okay.
go to the room that we've not yet explored, just to see if there's any more depth to these kobolds? Are they working for someone? Are they an outpost? Is there any sort of story that we've not yet unfolded?
You just find a tragic
Roll
letter
it.
from one of their mothers saying, good luck with your museum, boys. I love you. I love you, my peace-loving sons.
It's my birthday soon, and your baby brother will be born.
20!
Holy shit! Yeah. Like, as you
Nosy bastard.
you suddenly knock open a cupboard, which swings open, and in there you find a stack of papers. This is where they kept not their paperwork, but they were storing it for fire, kindling, you imagine. Various different notes fall out, most of them sodden. Any writing on them either illegible or in languages you don't understand. But one note lands right at your feet. As you step down to pick it up, you have a look at it, and this note reads, as discussed, I'll be down in 2 weeks to pick up your offerings for the dragon. It is signed Hob,
Oh.
and it's written in common.
I stuffed the note into my pocket. Can I step out into the light of day
Yes?
and inspect the items that I have found? Can I
Yes.
look inside the chest.
There appears to be some kind of leather inside. Make a roll, see if you know what that is.
13.
No. It's leather. It's from an animal. That's as far as your appraisal goes.
Why would they keep a piece of leather?
Maybe it's
In a
dragon
chest.
leather.
Can I blow into the panpipe and see if there's anything magical that occurs?
Yeah, you're going to play a little jaunty tune? Roll a die.
7.
7. Yeah, you go like a... It's panpipes.
Okay. I'm going to also try on the cloak. Will
Try
I
on the
go
cloak.
invisible? Hey
Roll a
guys.
perception check.
16.
16. You hear faint murmuring.
Oh god.
Faint murmuring from the
From,
cloak.
from
What is this?
several directions. Like everywhere
Oh.
around you can hear like a slight murmuring sound from...
Whilst I'm wearing the cloak.
While you wear like from multiple sources. Do you take the cloak off?
That sounds a little bit worrying.
You've been very cold this whole way, and suddenly you've got this nice shawl which is keeping you dry from the rain.
I think I'll put the gloves on as well.
So which hand you put this glove on? Whichever hand it is the hand that this glove fits.
Well, I think because this one's all bandaged up.
So it's a left-handed glove, goes on, and
Yeah.
like you took some knocks in there, like you felt a bit wounded, but you feel a little bit more pepped up now that this glove is on your hand, a bit more invigorated. The gemstone it's kind of a pinkish colour.
Okay.
So I'm guessing at this point you're all making your way back up to the wagon. You can see just in the back of the cart you've got the two shifters. Sky clear went up ahead of you, and they're both napping in the back. The driver is sat there in the front of the wagon saying, "Oh, there you are. What happened down there? This one told me nothing. There was dinosaurs and you got attacked. What went on down there? Go on, explain.
Well,
Oh, well. I'm not going to interrupt you, but go on.
sorry. I thought you.
No, by all means.
Okay, I'm telling you what happened.